this too, because I always thought as a comedian, the more drama you got in your relationship, the more material you have.
Oh, yeah.
But being married and actually having peace, I realized I got more room to write because I ain't stressed out. That's what I learned.
I married the devil transgender. Clearly she was Satan with a penis, and I didn't know.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to your Sunday Scoop. I am your host, Kamari Love, and I am joined by my co-host, Richie Rich.
What's up? I'm back. I made it a second day.
Week number 2.
Week number 2.
And as always, we are joining you live from the world-famous Laugh Factory in Hollywood, California.
Yes,
if you are back joining us today, we see you, boo-boos. And if it's your first time, welcome. Be sure to drop into the live chat at some point during the show tonight. We would love to hear where you're listening from.
Absolutely. And just a few housekeeping rules, okay? So I think we're not going to be posting the videos on YouTube anymore, or are we? I'm not sure yet. We're still figuring it out. We're still figuring it out, but we need your support. So please go on to Apple Podcasts or Spotify and make sure to download the videos or download the full episodes and watch them, listen to them, share them with your friends. We need your help. We need your help. So that's 1. 2, we need sponsors, y'all.
We need this money.
We need some sponsors. So if you have any sponsor ideas, if you think, whoa, this would be a great idea, please drop them in the chat so that we can reach out to those companies, to those brands. If you have a brand that you think would be a great collaboration, please, we'd love to connect with you.
Hook it up.
Hook it up. And then, if you were in the waiting room, you were listening to the artist
Kenyon Dixon. That's
Yes.
our man. I know you thought that was so good. It was so suave, wasn't it? Is that the word?
It's good.
Suave.
Suave.
We
It's
love
very
you,
good.
Kenny.
Yeah.
Shout out.
Kenyon Dixon. He's an amazing artist, and as you saw, we had the artist album cover, his social handle, and the album title on the waiting sheet. So,
Check him out.
if you got bars, this is your chance.
If you really got bars.
Email us your music, and maybe we'll play it in the waiting list, in the waiting room before the show starts, and share it with the world. So if you got bars, info@chocolatesundaes.com. Send your album. Because we ain't recording live or nothing. Like,
Okay, that's cool.
awesome. And
Our
guess
good
who we
friend-
got with us today?
Our friend Brandon.
me?
What's up, man? What's up?
Brandon, how are you?
I'm good. Yo, y'all about to get so much bad music sent to y'all.
You
I
think so?
saying
know.
that?
We take that part seriously only if you have bars. Like, don't play with us. We ain't got the time.
Everyone
Yeah.
believes they have bars, though.
Every artist does.
Yeah.
If nobody's asking you to play your shit for like a lot of people, you don't got it.
That's actually that's a good barometer as to whether or not you got bars or not.
How y'all been, man? Y'all been good?
Man, we've been great. I don't know how you been. I've been great.
Yeah, you been great?
You've been great?
great, yeah.
What's been great? Tell us.
Very, very busy. In all other things other than Chocolate Sundaes. Act and model as well. So I've been in New York all week filming a commercial, actually. So you know it's the light work. I know these niggas is noisy.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, sorry, I missed it.
Rich over here.
We got to because I don't know. People don't have an
Like, it's the
accent.
second time it happened. Like,
Camera turns on, they say, yeah.
it's just the slaps. That's all. You good?
So
We back.
we back. No, I was saying it's been a really good couple weeks. I was in New York all last week. Just got back.
What were you doing out there?
I was filming a commercial. I'm an actress, model as well.
Are you
outside
allowed
of
to tell
Chocolate
us?
Sundaes.
Are you allowed to tell us what? I don't think you can, huh?
I'm not sure, so let's just not.
Okay,
But
okay.
I was wearing a lot of purple, and it's lit. I'm gonna say. When you see me looking cute in a convertible, it's your girl.
Oh.
It's your girl.
Hey.
Just can't take instruction.
Rich.
Don't mind him. He's multitasking right
face.
now. There's a lot going
You saw
on.
how serious he got?
I'm about to murder someone.
Like somebody's parent. Like a pissed off
What
dad.
your kids doing over there? I'm sorry. Okay, so you were.
That's
It was a
it.
lot of purple.
Yeah, a lot of purple.
Gotcha. Okay.
It was a great time. Got back, moved in,
Yeah.
got a new apartment, new digs. That always feels good.
swag.
Yeah,
Swag.
I've been doing great. What about you guys?
New apartment is that's stressful.
It is.
Wait, since the last time I talked to you, you got a new apartment since
Yeah,
then?
yeah.
Oh.
Moved all the way in.
Sometimes leveling up happens quick, Brandon.
It just happened. Like, me, I pace myself. Like,
Yeah.
I don't have the time for that. Like, I literally started moving in yesterday, and I'm like maybe 4 hours away from being completely done.
It's your own space?
No, I'm sharing it with my bestie.
Shout out, bestie.
Shout out, bestie Cherie.
Wait, so I talked to you. Like, that's the same girl. Remember we had a conversation like a month ago? This is a whole new thing again?
No. We just switched spaces.
Oh, okay. Oh, I'm like, damn. Changed best friends. My new bestie.
No, that's some LA shit right there. No, we are loyal over here, okay?
And I just want to give a shout out to some people in the chat real quick. Just
Hey,
people
friends.
listening. We got John Kuhn
Oh, man, that's a name.
Wanted to start with that one,
from
huh?
Irvine, California. What's up,
Hey,
John? We got
Irvine.
John. We got
Uh-huh.
East Side Chicago Gang. We got Carlini from Fort Lottie.
Hey.
Tuned in just in time. We're glad to have you on.
What's up, guys?
And who else is on here? Alexandria Henderson. Where are you listening from? We want to know.
Let us know. Leland Ferguson.
Got some names in there.
No, it's a nice
Chicago
name,
what?
Leland.
Awesome. Wait, do you prefer? Obviously, I feel like everyone prefers being in apartments by themselves, or would you prefer having a roommate? Because there's pros and cons.
Right.
I mean, if I have the room, though, like if I got my own room, yeah, I don't mind a roommate.
Really?
Yeah.
If it's like a one-bedroom, no.
Oh, a one bedroom
We're
and
like
then
sharing
it-
space, like a lot
Yeah,
of
it's
space.
like you
Like
see
college?
You see his covers in the living room. It's like,
Don't do that.
Come
Yeah.
on now. But I don't mind a roommate at all. Like, I got my own room, so I don't
Yeah.
even go in my living room at all. Like,
Oh, I guess that makes a difference then. If you don't do common spaces, then it's pretty much like having your own place.
yeah, it's like I don't know. I don't get the. I'll get a roommate if I had to. I think.
Yeah.
You got a roommate?
I got a roommate. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's actually really cool. We both work in the industry, so he's a comedy writer.
Oh, cool.
Shout out Noam.
Noam.
And he has a really cool movie that he just dropped. I'm blanking on the name. That's so
Not that great of a
bad.
roommate.
That is terrible.
So,
Oh my God.
Shout out to Nam.
Maybe reconsider Noam. He
Yeah.
ain't shit.
But anyway, he's a fantastic comedy writer, and it's one of those things I feel like we've taken the roommate experience and made it kind of like a working situation too. So like,
Oh, that's cool.
you know, like he teaches me kind of how to write films and sketches, and you know, I just be a good clean roommate.
See, that's when it works out.
It's a power couple.
No, basically,
much.
but for real, like I feel like if you're gonna have a roommate, especially in a place like LA, it has to be someone who you either like don't talk to at all, so that it's like
Yeah.
you don't have to feel like you have a roommate, or they have to be like in similar situations as you, so you guys just like get it.
Yeah.
You can help sharpen each other, you know.
Yeah.
Like
My first roommate, I had like a 5-year-old white man.
Really?
Yeah, it was.
How did you?
Well,
get
it was
paired
like
with,
I moved like he was renting the room out. And this
that was either
dude-
really lit
Where'd
or
you find
really
it? You found it on
weird.
like Craigslist or something like that?
Yeah.
Oh,
It was in
okay.
It was like 700, 600. So I was like, yeah, of course. But
No
the problem
questions.
was like every
Yeah.
time I made spaghetti, he always wanted some. Like,
Oh, he wanted to be friends.
yeah,
he
like,
wanted to eat with
he,
you.
he was a talker. He had some
You
stories
better
on
make
him.
this old man some spaghetti, Brandon.
Nah, like I would see him in the back while I'm stirring the pot, just getting his napkin
He
ready.
said-
I'm like, what the fuck? Ugh, I can't stand. Like I had a bad experience.
Yeah.
We had no reason.
That's so
Did
funny.
you perform anywhere this week?
Nah, last week I did D-Ray's show.
Well, give us details.
Oh, that shit was crazy.
Ooh.
Because D-Ray's show is like, that shit was like so intimidating. It's just a bunch of bad women and niggas. Like them black and mild type niggas.
Get
Like,
me out.
yeah, I was like, oh.
So for those watching, he's talking about Monday Rays,
Oh, yeah.
right, at the Hollywood Improv.
And it was.
It's what? Is it 9 o'clock? 9 o'clock
Yeah,
show?
9 o'clock. It
Yep.
was. I was going first, and I was doing like new material. And I was like, oh man, this ain't the crowd for this one. But I went up there, that shit was good. I killed that shit. But the funny thing about comedy is this: I had another show the next day, same material. It went completely opposite.
It really just depends on the crowd.
Yeah,
huh?
I was like they didn't come to laugh at all.
Where was that one at?
I think it was a lounge, like low something in Hollywood. It wasn't like a comedy club though. It was just
Got you.
nobody wanted to be there.
There's a lot of those I feel in LA where they're like kind of like upstairs bars or something like that.
Exactly.
Right.
And then they convert them into comedy clubs.
Yeah.
But they're not comedy clubs.
And they had like
Yeah.
5 bright lights on me, so all I saw was
Yeah,
the first person
lighting's
ahead of
trash.
me. Yeah, and I felt like I was just really on the spot. Like you ever seen like the Players Club, the lighting, when Lisa Ray's dancing. That's how I felt. It was just lights everywhere, and it
Yeah.
was just no laughter. Just
so aggressive.
it felt like they was forced to be there, like it was
Yeah.
community service or something.
And they're so close. Like even at the Laugh Factory here.
You got some space.
Well, you're on a stage, so
Right.
you're elevated, so there's still that separation
Right.
between you and the crowd. You know what I'm saying? At the place you're talking about was probably like you're on the same level as them.
No,
It-
this is the crazy part.
Huh.
I was on the stage, but I was tall, so they had like this thing where like I was too tall for it, so I had to duck under that to talk. If I stood up straight, I looked like the guy from Proud Family. What's his name?
Wizard Kelly.
I was up there like, yo.
Shout out Proud
What's
Family.
up, y'all? What's up, everybody? I'm just sitting there in the crowd telling jokes. Like,
That's
they
so
look the same way
funny.
when you got,
Oh my
I'm like,
gosh.
yeah, so basically, I had this. I just looked crazy. Like, it was.
Yeah.
It was a fun experience, though. That's how comedy is. You gotta know,
How many minutes did you get at D-Race?
10 minutes.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
a long
10
set.
minutes is a solid
That's
time.
a long set.
I felt comfortable that I was taking my sweet ass time.
Yeah.
I was talking. It was just, like niggas was fucking with me. It was crazy. It was intimidating though. Like if you didn't, you could easily like get intimidated on that show. It was just nothing but felons the first row. Nothing but hostility.
Yeah, you
Like,
gotta own your
come
shit
at
for
them.
sure.
Like, hey man, watch out. You had to come at them like
Yeah,
tough.
yeah.
But I seen you do comedy though. Like how was?
Bro, we talked about
you
it
missed
last
last week?
week. We
Oh,
talked
yeah?
about it
No,
last
fill
week.
him in. Fill him in.
Nah.
Fill him in.
Okay, I feel like every episode now is gonna be just me reliving my past traumas.
You looked happy up there.
No, I was. It
Yeah.
was good.
I thought you was killing him. I thought it was
You
like
know-
a standing
you know
ovation.
how-
He had all 78 teeth showing.
You know,
Like, yeah.
It was.
you know how
Yeah.
comedians will post the picture of their
Oh,
set,
yeah.
but and then killed it today. You know,
That's how it was.
no, I'm not saying that's how it was, but I feel like it just went different than what I expected. And I don't want to talk about what I talked about exactly last episode, but
Hit him with the headlines.
the headline is I got on stage, I forgot my lines immediately once I got on stage. The set evaporated from my body and my soul.
You did the whole. It's crazy out here.
No. So I've watched enough comedy to know, Brandon. I've watched enough comedy to know. Don't hit him with the. Whoo, it's cool. So what the how
give
the
it up
ladies
for
doing?
the
It? No. I know.
When you're trying to buy time.
Exactly.
Who got good pussy in here?
So I didn't do that, but it was like I started saying everything out loud. That was I was thinking in my head. So I was just like, my uncle sitting in the front row. I was like, Uncle Dougie, I'm bombing. God, this is my
man,
worst nightmare.
hey, damn.
This is horrible. And it was fucked up because I was on the show last week with Brandon, Brody, and Keon. They were like, so what was the joke? Right? Put me on the spot. So I started saying the joke, and then I forgot it again on the podcast.
Oh my god.
So the real question is, do you know it now?
I know it now.
You wanna say it?
No, I don't want to do this. Guys, stop. No, this is for the
You
comedians.
brought it
not
up.
me. No, I don't wanna-
No, we
Nah,
can
you shouldn't feel
practice.
bad though. My
Fine.
first time ever on stage was here. You want to hear this story? We got time?
Yes.
Yeah, we got time.
Yeah, my first time
This is
ever.
the Brandon hour.
Oh,
This is
you have to
Brandon's
make sure.
corner. We're
I
bringing
wanna-
it back.
he
And no
cut-
one's roasting
he
you,
cut
so
off
it's
fast.
safe.
Hey, Brandon, get up. Yeah, I was here Tuesday night. First time ever on stage. And I had this whole thing planned. I had 3 minutes. And then I did it in my head. I recorded it and everything. It went fine. And I get up there. And my first joke, I was like, man, you ever met a crazy person? And I thought they would say, yeah, but the guy, he's like, nah. And I was like, oh, shit.
Whole set gone. He's like, I didn't prepare for this.
Well, I have. I said that joke, nobody laughed,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And, you know, like, I sat on stage just shaking, having a panic attack for 10 seconds.
Uh-huh.
That's a long time on stage,
It is
right?
a long time.
I go to my next joke.
But doesn't it feel like forever?
Oh.
Like 10 seconds.
I felt like I was for
externally is like
5 minutes.
30,
Yeah.
40.
You heard my breath. Like, I was like,
fucking up?
all you heard was just.
Absolutely.
And the next joke bombs, right? And at the end I was like, yo, that's my name, that's my time. Y'all been great. Nobody was great. They were evil.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, this is not for me. This is not for me. Like, that shit was horrible. Then my second show, I was at the Comedy Store. I took a nap. Never again. I was supposed to do 8 minutes. I got up in 2 minutes. I was bombing so bad.
Oh, no.
And then I told the crowd, I was like, yo, that's my time. And somebody was like, wait, what? And I was like, oh, my God.
Yeah.
So you shouldn't feel bad because
Yeah.
there's a lot of worse stories out
Yeah.
there.
Well, I had 5 minutes.
Yeah, you lasted the whole time
And
at
so that's-
least.
oh,
that
what I'm saying.
was a long bomb then, huh?
No. So it wasn't
Uncle
a bomb.
Dickie is still going.
It was more of a pivot, and that's what we were talking about last week. Was like you just kind of have to live in the truth of the moment, which was the truth was a nigga forgot his lines. You know what I mean? So I am going through it with you guys, trying to figure out what my lines were, and they thought it was funny, so they were laughing, and I was like, oh.
But you were panicking.
Internally, I was shook. I was like, and then I had to come on here and do a podcast. I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna kill myself. Like it was bad. bro.
Yeah.
Like, it
But
was-
only you know that you forgot your lines, though. That's why you shouldn't
right,
even
exactly.
say it. Only you know. Like, they have no idea
Yeah.
you forgot your lines.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I want to see what kind of comedian you are. You like real hyper on stage?
I don't know.
What's up, everybody? Are you like that, or are you?
I think my, and I'm gonna flip the question back to you, but I think my style is probably more sarcastic and just like observing.
No.
You know what I mean? I see everything.
I feel like you're pretty high energy too.
Okay.
Yeah.
sure.
You're pretty high energy.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Too much.
Yeah.
That's too much.
See,
What about you?
I'm calm. Like
You're calm?
I want to be more hyper. For some reason, when I first started comedy, I thought I'd be a dancer, like walking on stage and dancing.
Some Ron G shit.
Hey, turn that up one more time. I don't move a muscle on stage. Like,
Yeah.
I literally just sit in one spot.
I've
like,
seen your sets though, and I'll say you have a really good stage presence for sure. Like you command the stage. You know what I mean?
See, I do that, but not when I host. When I host, I don't really.
Really?
Yeah, I'm nervous up there. Because I feel like I got to be Def Jam comedy. Like, what's up, everybody?
Yeah.
Because it's hard to host when you're so calm.
Because you have to bring the energy.
Yeah,
up.
I have to be the cool cousin.
You're the lightning rod.
Yeah, so
Right.
I can't. It's hard to be the lightning rod. Like I'd rather be like at D-Red's show. I was literally just pacing myself and just talking because that's how I can't be just super hyper.
Yeah.
Because it just ruins it for me.
Is he a good host?
Who?
D-Ray.
Oh yeah, he's underrated. Stupid funny. Like,
I think so.
Ridiculous. Like
You've been in the game for a minute too.
yeah, I don't know how old he is. I think it's 65 or something. Like, nobody's saying.
Okay, don't play him like
No,
that.
successful for a
Wait,
minute.
is
Let
he
me.
What's up, people?
There he is.
We out here.
Hey, Ron. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Ron.
What's up, people? Great to see y'all, man.
Hey, Brandon.
B.
Brandon, we wanted to say we appreciate you, brother.
Oh man,
Sit there. Thank you, man.
Jonathan Morgan.
A whole new table.
Awesome.
We out here, man.
Awesome. Okay. Well, this is who we got. We got Shawn Morgan,
Hey, Shawn.
and we got Ron G. So, Shawn, you mind if I read off like some little bio?
That's good.
You want?
That's
You
cool.
want? You down?
You got all the
Some
credits.
people hate it. You know what I mean?
Nah, it's cool.
Okay.
Let us
it's
gas you up real
30
quick.
years ago.
That's funny.
All right, so Shawn has performed at legendary venues such as the MGM Grand Hotel in Las Vegas and the Civic Center in Atlanta, and has appeared multiple times on BET's critically acclaimed series Comic View. He's the winner and finalist in multiple comedy competitions, including the Miller Genuine Draft Comedy Search and Comics on Fire comedy competition. Shawn rose and studied under the wing of superstar comedian Bernie Mac. And if there were any such thing as unsigned hype in comedy, Shawn Morgan is at the top of the fucking list.
Facts.
So, hailing from the south side of Chicago,
Yes.
Shawn Morgan.
In the real Chicago.
Hey, welcome.
Burbank.
Yeah.
Burbank.
And I'm sure
Burbank,
everyone
Illinois.
knows who this guy is.
You better give my credits too. Don't cut my chain short.
Right.
I want my credits to be red too. Like everybody, he needs no introduction.
His
Give me my introduction.
All right, so we got Ron G. Good friend of mine. Actor, producer, Emmy award winning.
Word. Okay.
I didn't even know
comedian.
that. See, I would have been asked for it.
And he has a lot of stuff in the works that we can't talk about on camera. But the
Some we
guy,
can, but yeah.
Can we?
You tell us what
You
we
tell
can
us
talk
the
about.
one we
'cause
can't
we
talk
don't know.
about.
I got a movie coming out
You
with
do.
Tom Brady called 80 for Brady.
Yes, you do.
I got another movie coming out with Machine Gun Kelly.
Yes, you
Okay,
do.
movie
Coming out
star.
called Good News. I also got
Mm-hmm.
a independent film called Terry, which is a drama, and I'm the lead in it.
Yes.
And I'm really excited about that. Should be done, getting cut, colored, edited and stuff.
And
next couple months.
director on that, what's his name? You introduced me to him.
No, it's female.
Oh, wait.
Oh, Dave was the executive producer.
On that
Yeah.
project. Sorry.
Miko Taylor. Sorry. There you
Gotcha,
go.
okay.
Yeah. Shout out to Miko. Yeah.
Okay. And Partners in Rhyme on All Black.
Season 2.
Season 2. Renewed.
Yeah.
Getting that money.
The crazy part about being introduced by people that know you, they be giving you all the personal accolades, but don't say you funny.
Right.
And you have a friend, one of your friends, like, man, this next dude, he returned all my phone calls. He's a prayer warrior. He
brother
got a
in
good heart.
Christ.
Man, y'all gonna love him. Coming to the, like, if you don't say I'm hilarious too,
Nah, that's
Yes.
fact. I'm not nobody I know favorite comedian. It's like if they know you, you never hit their list. They're like, I can call you.
right. I'm everybody auntie favorite comedian. That's my label. Oh, my auntie love you. My auntie thinks you are the world. I'm like, hilarious. They don't think so. They my best friend, but I'm like, okay, all right. But my auntie though.
Yeah, I had somebody call me. They had a top 5 Chicago comedians list. No, top 10. Sorry, 10.
10.
The whole
It was
10.
room.
And guess who didn't make that list? This guy. And then he had the nerve to comment, be like, "Hey, what you trying before trying? You better get your ugly
Oh
man."
my God.
Yo,
The
and 5 of them were
disrespect.
dead people.
Right.
5 dead people. I'm alive and I'm your friend. I'm your ride. I'm your ride to the show, and I can't even get on the top 10.
I'm not in the top.
The disrespect.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's bad.
Funny story. So, I have Ron's number saved in my phone still. You remember when, like, the day we connected? Because we had met, but the day we connected.
Which day was that?
It was at your wife's birthday party
Oh,
at 3110
yeah,
in Santa
yeah.
Monica.
That was a good time.
Ron had a table with his wife. I think you guys were married at the time.
Yeah, it was married.
You were married?
It wasn't that long ago. It was when the lockdown was quarantine.
No, that was before.
It was post-quarantine. Everything kind of sort of opened back
no,
up. It was weird
before.
outside.
It's way before.
You sure?
Yeah.
It's been that long?
1,000%. Because I lived in New York at the time.
One of y'all really need to check your memory.
I guess.
So anyway.
It was a good time.
It was a good time. Anyway, we were sitting next to each other. I told him, I said, like he's sitting there.
Thing she just said. You
What?
need to worry about your memory. No, that's natural.
It's an everyday thing.
Good time coming.
But anyway, so we're sitting
Too.
we're sitting there, and he's sitting over there having a good time. I'm sitting there, and I just look at him like, yo, I feel like we know each other, but we didn't really like talk.
Yeah.
So then we just ended up talking. By the end of the night, put the phone in, got his number, and then he was just like, hey, saved his name as your favorite comedian, Ron G.
I always do that.
Never changed it.
I always do that. I appreciate that, bro.
Yeah.
I appreciate our friendship because I feel like, as a comedian, all our relationships is like bullet points. You know what I'm saying? Like in this environment, you don't finish any conversation. You're like, hey, what's up, man? You going up tonight? No, cool. All right, good, man. Good to see you. Later, bye. But I don't small talk with my friends. People I care about, I check in with them. So him and I, we check in with each other. And I appreciate your friendship, bro. Because I saw it too when you were at your last position. So Rich is the guy that knows everybody, and he's a connector. To me, he's the connector because he knows everybody, and he's beloved by the comedy community. He knows the talent, and he knows the people who can make the talent make sense. And I think sometimes you discount because you don't know how dope you are, but I think you're so dope. And watching you put that together, and when I met him, we hung out downtown one day, and we were running errands. I'm gonna say running errands. That's what grown people do. We was running errands, and we went to a coffee shop, and he was on the phone with his old boss, like, yeah, I'll get those forms for you, and I'll read it, and blah, blah. And I was like, bro, like, you're a whole executive. Because he gives off executive, but at the time, he was under somebody. And now, I'm watching his dreams come true. Curating the podcast, watching him connect dope people with dope people to make things happen. Just a dreamer, writer, producer. Yeah, you got vision, bro, and I'm just grateful that we friends.
You guys are the cutest best friends that anybody's
I'm
had.
telling you, no, for real, y'all have no
That was
idea.
beautiful.
Rich is gonna be the guy in Hollywood. Like, Rich is gonna be the
I
guy.
see that.
I don't
Yeah,
casually
he
say
that
that. I mean
nigga.
that. I've been out here for a long time, but he
Okay.
has the thing. He has the thing.
I appreciate it.
Giving sparkle.
I'm not aware of language restrictions, but I just
No language restrictions.
Let him use you.
Yeah, nah, because they was here, and I was like, well, shit, I ain't shit.
We go back too. We go back too.
You are everything. You're everything, Shawn.
Okay, so this is our first time like meeting Shawn.
Shawn is a quiet legend. He's a whole legend, but he's real quiet about how he moves.
Humble.
So how many years in the game, and then this is just gonna get us into the conversation, but when was that point when you felt the momentum?
Okay, 22
Does that make
years,
sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
22 years, I was always like the roaster. You know what I mean? So people always like, you should be a comedian. So growing up with Bernie's daughter, like we went to high school and all that together.
Nigga, I feel like Easter service in here. It's so hot. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I seen him at the cusp of
Bernie.
making it. You know what I mean?
This is Bernie?
So yeah,
Okay.
Bernie. So I asked him, I said, the tidbits of the game. And it was actually crazy, some of the stuff that he said. It didn't make sense then, but it made all the sense in the world now. But the game is kind of changing again. But the first thing he ever told me was, the funnier you are, the less you work. And I was like, what? That don't make no sense. You Bernie man, you funny.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You working, you on everything. What are you talking about? And my little feeble mind couldn't wrap around that at that time. But it is a true phenomenon that once you get past a funny, they will kind of box you a little bit because you can't open for the people who are known.
I was just about to say that. Yeah.
You can't open for the people who know, but you're not knowing yourself. So it puts you in this weird little paradox. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Pre-famous.
Yeah. So I'm like, I'm too late for Comic View and too old for internet.
I wouldn't say that.
I wouldn't say that either.
Bruh, I'm not
Mike
gonna
too?
think of nothing every day to do every day. Like, I commend you for doing it.
Hilarious.
I just can't do it.
Hello.
But let me tell
I'm
you,
back.
the cheat sheet
Thanks.
to social media is finding something you already like to do and just put your funny on it.
That makes sense.
Because that's a whole, like,
Add your own
social media
spice.
is a
That
whole
makes
nother
sense.
craft.
It's a man.
That's why a lot
Yeah.
of us, because we're perfectionists, social media don't care about perfection. The messier it is, the doper the video is.
It's
Right.
realistic. People want to connect with real. I feel like that's.
Have you
definitely-
seen some of the acting and some of these sketches you've seen online? Have you seen some of the acting?
And I meet these people, and I have to respect them because at first I didn't. I'm gonna be 100.
You thought
At
that
first
you
I
was
Because
like,
you're
you
a
was like,
purist.
yeah.
But
Most purists hate it.
what I had to really sit back and think about, and why I gave him props, is I couldn't think of anything. I couldn't think
Thank you,
of
Chelsea.
anything I would want to do every day, and there would be even kind of nothing funny. So at least to even do that is amazing within itself, and I didn't appreciate that part at first. Initially,
got it,
because
though.
I know people who do videos every day.
Multiple
Every day.
videos.
It's
Yeah.
a lot.
Yep.
Whoa. Okay, I'll say this. I think they post videos every day or do they create videos? Because I know that there's batching where you'll shoot like 5 or 6 videos
Well,
all in one time
it'd
and
be
then you post
pretty
it.
spot on to what's going on half the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You're
So,
at least posting every day. I don't know about shooting content, but
like with the McDonald's kid. Oh my God, everybody was letting that happen. With
Is that the dad who bought the
Yeah.
kid his
Oh,
one kid
hilarious.
McDonald's?
Yeah.
What was he
days.
supposed to do?
Hilarious.
What was he
Only
supposed to do?
women say, "Well, you're a terrible man if
Yeah.
you know."
If I was just with the one kid, that's
The
Yeah.
only
Hey.
variable I think is if they were dating, I completely understand that. But if we're not dating,
Yeah.
I feel bad for the kids, but you let grown people do what grown people do.
Yeah, but
You
what-
knew it, he knew it.
But
You're
the
not a victim.
thing
Yeah.
is, you should have been there. You know that they got siblings. Well, if that's the case, if I gotta feed the siblings, I should be there.
Yeah.
Helping make some more, or when they tell them to scoot over.
You can roast.
It's
You're a
that
roaster.
same chair.
You're
No,
hysterical.
you really got to figure that out because
Nah, 'cause she's pretty.
she's too cute to be
Talking
falling
about
like
the
that.
hair,
Yeah,
the
make
hair
sure
came
she's
off, the
fine.
tag
She's
came out, and everything. I want to tuck her tag in. You failed and your tag came
Now you
out.
pointed it
And
out.
she brave
Tuck
because
the
she
tag
sat
in.
back in the same goddamn chair. I
So
was
cute, though.
She
So
did.
cute. You
fall
got
out
to
of
recover.
chair, you
That's
get up
that's
out of
And all the
important.
comedians want to smash, that's why they ain't laugh. Hey, you good, Queen? Queen, you good? Queen, get up. Your tag came out.
The floor
Queen.
is terrible.
Oh man, her legs was in the air. Like they was.
That was hilarious.
Yeah.
Leave this woman alone.
That's what dudes looking at. Like, she on the ground.
Moving on.
Yeah.
I got you, girl.
Nobody
But
said
no,
nothing.
so you
they
were
want to smash.
sorry, you were saying.
Nah, I didn't forget what the hell I was saying.
You're
We
talking about
just had a
social
whole-
media and
Yes.
posting 3
No,
times
you
a day.
post-
Yeah,
three
I,
times,
just,
and then
I
you were
don't
saying
have the
it-
mental. Listen, I just got lost in what the hell we was talking about right now. So how the hell am I gonna write skits every day?
So
I just got
I'll say
lost
this.
in the
Sean,
sauce,
I feel like just what you just did, right? You could play the video of the actual video, right, of the McDonald's kid, and then just cut to a reaction shot of you being like, this.
Because you got an opinion on it.
Because
Yeah,
it's just
it's-
an opinion, and that's the
Got out
content.
half the work.
Yeah, but that was ridiculous. I see. It's certain things that's a thing that I don't even understand is a thing.
Like what?
I have a post on Facebook. I don't know if you know this, but it was made 2 years ago, and it's still bless
Bless
you. It still gets traction. Bless you.
Sorry.
To this day, it's like at 40,000 shares. I don't know how many comments. I quit looking.
Yeah.
And it's as simple as this. This is what I said. It's sad that black men don't know who come first. Their wife, their mother, or their child. So I broke it down as simply as I could. I said, your mother is going to die. Who's going to be there? Your wife. Your child is going to grow up and find theirself a spouse. Who's going to be there? Your wife. So therefore, she's your priority. And they like, well, you know, your wife could leave you. Exactly, you dumbass. That's why she should be treated as such. You can't leave your mama.
That make way too much
can't-
sense.
You can't leave your
Never heard
mama.
that
You
before.
can't leave your
But
kids.
also, you got to think about it too. If people have kids before they're married, that might not make sense.
Well,
I get what you're saying.
but
My wife is my priority, but I get what you're saying. But if you have
Right.
kids before that and you meet some stranger, then you've known less than your
no,
kids.
but once I'm not saying dating. I'm saying husband.
Completely
Once
understand.
you're married,
Yeah. Once it's
once
locked
you're
in.
married, it don't matter where
But
the
some
kids
people don't see it
come
like
in
that.
at.
My kids are
That
my
wife
world,
is the
but your
priority.
husband is your side chick,
I mean-
even though he paying all the bills.
And
That's
it was women arguing. You know, well, the women didn't argue, but it was men arguing and stuff. And you could tell there's a lot of men that been hurt because most of the argument was, well, they could just leave, and your mama, and your son. And that showed two things. A, that a lot of men been hurt, and B, a lot of men been their mama boyfriend. Because that's why they can't tell the goddamn difference. Woo. Because if you had a male, strong male figure there, a grown man, if you got a daddy, I've heard you tell jokes.
Oh, I got
if
a
you
dad.
grew up with a father,
Must be nice.
He never. Look, am I lying? I had a father as well.
So rub it in.
At no point in my life did my dad ever let me think that he was less of a priority in that home than me. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
Like, I pay these bills, I do everything. If a noise happen, she ain't sending you down there with a bat to see what the fuck. You know what I'm saying? So my dad and most dads are not gonna let the child be the priority. It's the women who make the child a priority, and that's part of why they ain't got no man, because they son is their man.
But you just said too, basically the comment section is the type of person you're talking about. You mentioned the McDonald's thing, and you mentioned who is your priority. And both of those comment sections, it always geared toward, I guess, the victimhood of women.
It's not the victimhood
Versus
of
like both
anybody.
people. I'm on the side of fairness.
Yeah.
What's fair?
He
You know
should
what
have
I'm
got
saying?
his kid, let him eat, and then took him back. I
said, come to the car. I need to holler for a minute. Come to the car.
Cheeseburger in their face. You know what I'm saying? But they not his priority. Other kids are not his priority.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, women and their kids are a package deal. But
true.
men and their kids are really on conditions of her liking the baby mother.
That makes
If you
way
don't
too
like
much
the
sense.
baby mother,
That makes way
you
too much
can't even
sense.
have your own kid there. But yours is the priority, but mine is there
Right.
conditionally.
Wow.
Right.
Get on social media.
I
Sean.
know, like
It makes
so
too much
much
sense,
game
bro.
in one
But this is the
conversation.
thing we're talking about. Like, you seem passionate about this. You didn't break eye contact. Once you locked in on this topic, you all own it, and you make too much sense. This is what social media is. Finding something that you already love. Like me and my lady started doing on Thursday nights, Q&A with Bae. Well, basically, we talk about our first year of marriage because we was in quarantine, and we was living. Like, we did 5 years of marriage in one summer.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But we started talking about our ugly, but because of how we do conflict resolution, we like each other, and we talking about it in front of people. And I battle, depression and PTSD. And, we did an episode about her dealing with me while I call it the cloud. You know what I'm saying? As comedians, we got these highs and lows. And I'm coming home. She's like, why you give the world the best parts of you? And I come home and I get the junk energy. Because I crash at home. And that's when I realized I can't check out when I get home.
Right.
I got to check in when I get home.
Yeah.
Or let her know I'm not well.
Right.
Which doesn't feel good, but that's something nobody teach you. That's what you got to learn.
It's
on the
honest.
job training.
And she can meet you where you're at. That's just what it
Yeah,
is.
but if you don't say nothing,
Do
then
you
She don't
feel
know.
like the stage is an outlet?
It's the couch. I tell her, I say that all the time. The stage is our couch.
Yeah.
All the time. It's the place of where, because sometimes it just make you feel like I have jokes, right? Where I've gotten to it with a chick, and the argument would be the most ridiculous thing you ever heard. And I'll go do a joke and say what happened within this situation in front of her so that she can see for herself that I'm not the crazy.
So you
Hilarious.
use the stage
Ridiculous.
to prove your point.
Oh, I
can you come to the show
definitely
tonight? I want you to see something.
I got a seat for you right in
Working on
front.
some new
Yeah.
nuts.
Yeah, I got this new job. Absolutely.
Wow.
And I do that because sometimes you do be feeling like you crazy. Like, well, damn, is it me?
Huh.
And then so if you do it, if they don't laugh, it's you. If they laugh, it's her.
But you know what the trade-off is, too? Because I always thought, as a comedian, the more drama you got in your relationship, the more material you have.
Oh, yeah.
But being married and actually having peace, I realized I got more room to write because I ain't stressed out. That's what I learned.
Facts.
Because all I know is
I
drama.
wouldn't know
But
that.
your
You met
creativity
my
can come out. It's not based
Yeah,
on
I got
your
more
actual
space. If I
life.
come home, my lady helped me with my lines, and she cooking for me, and she'll give me tags on my jokes. I'm like, I ain't never had that before. That feel good.
Yeah,
That's not
that's
forever,
dope.
ever shit. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
But you got to work
I love
toward it.
that
It
for
ain't
you,
easy.
Ron.
But you
Yeah.
got to work toward it.
Yeah,
Wow.
I married the devil transgender. Clearly, she was Satan with a
Reciting
penis,
off.
and
Reciting
I
off.
didn't know. I didn't know that Satan had cut his thing off.
His thing?
Yeah, and
Cut his thing off?
and moved to L.A. and
It found you.
and I lucked up.
Where'd y'all
Yeah.
meet?
Actually, I met her through her sister that we all went to high school. Well, she was older.
So the devil got siblings?
Yeah. Little Beelzebub.
That's pretty close.
So my question is, because I don't want you to completely throw her under the bus.
Yeah.
How
We
do
ain't
you
gonna do you like
find
that.
your joy in that situation? Because it's one thing.
No,
Because
you
it's
know
chaos
what?
in what we do. But how do you find joy enough to go on stage and still? Because I've seen you transition. I've seen you like at a low point go on stage and kill it, bro. And I'm like, this dude's special. And then I've seen you get your joy back and you killed it.
Yeah.
How do you find that in that dark space?
I I think accountability is key. And then also understanding that everything happens for a reason. Like, I'm a firm believer in balance, bro. Like, when shit go wrong sometimes, on a great day, I be like, I had the balance. This day was too amazing.
Mm-hmm. Got to bring it back to
not
center.
have some kind of balance.
Gotcha.
Just like if a day is bad, it's
There's good
something
coming.
awesome that happens within all of the storm.
Absolutely.
It always finds a way to balance itself. So once I start really understanding the function of balancing mentally, I start doing better. That's why I stopped using alcohol as a crutch and different stuff like that, because I started thinking different. When COVID hit, my aunt and uncle died the same day. My granddaddy died a week later. This was in the first 2
I remember
weeks.
that. That was the
This
spot I was talking
the
about.
first 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And I was like mentally whatever.
Yeah.
But as I grew out of that and I started coming to a different level of understanding, I was happy that I was there. Because they could have died and I'd been here still, you know, in the situation that I was in.
Yeah.
But I was actually there and got to spend what little time I got with them.
And you get the closure.
Exactly.
And I think, too, it's an element that comes along with comedy is gratitude.
Yeah.
Because while you're working, you're very grateful. When you're not working, you borderline on suicide watch.
Yeah.
But you know what's going to happen. And even Rich checked me on that one time. Because, like, I've had so much great stuff happen to me in a short period of time because I try to keep my energy right. And I call it the algorithm. When your energy right, it precedes you before you walk into an audition. It precedes you when you're on stage and people are like, man, I don't know what he said, but it made me feel good. I like the way I feel.
Yeah.
That's why I can't explain to people what Chocolate Sundaes is to me. Like, it's an experience. When you hear and I'm here and my energy, people are like, man, I love when you host and this is a good feeling. But I'm like, that's the algorithm. I create that in my life. So I share that to my wife. That's why that's my standard in my household. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But a lot of times we don't do that. And Rich told me, he was like, bro, because I was a little bit like, man, so much good stuff happening, something bad about to happen. He's like, you can't live in that.
Yeah.
You got to always assume that the greatest is going to happen, even when it's down. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I try to, it was one of those moments I needed to hear that in
But
that moment.
you can't look at the balance as negative either, because it's usually something to help even in that
It's your blind
situation.
spots.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, because trust me, I've been through a lot as a comedian, as a person, as a everything. And I've seen the realest quote I ever seen, and it really changed my life. And it sounds terrible, but it was this guy, his mother got killed, his sister got killed, and I grew up like that. I grew up rough in Chicago. And so he said the most humble thing I've ever heard in my life. He said, people used to ask him, how do you deal with that? And he said, well, honestly, I always knew that God never put nothing on you that you can't handle. And he said, but I can't lie, sometimes I wish God didn't trust me so much. And I said, that's the realest thing I ever heard in my life.
Yo, that's dope.
And I really live by that moniker. Wow. Like, real talk.
But also,
Yeah.
I think I consider you're one of the comics I call battle tested. That's how you get through this business, and that's how you get through marriage. Marriage is battle tested, learning how to play hurt. But a lot of us complain when we get hurt, and sometimes that hurt is necessary to humble you.
Yeah.
It's when Kobe used to dunk versus Kobe used to shoot. When you get older, you got to change your game up. But a lot of people don't know how to do that pivot, especially in a relationship where things change. You know, your partner gets sick, they go through life, and if you don't know how to pivot during that, you're going to be complaining about what should be. And when you live in the should, you stay sick. You stay sick. You like, man, this marriage we should be, or my relationship should be, versus living in the is. And when you process, this is what it is, and I'm going to be my best in this, that's when it get better. That's what you did.
Yeah.
I saw you in that dark moment. You mentioned your loved ones, and you was going through relationship stuff, and you like, man, it's dark. But you found it. You found your way through it by acknowledging the is.
And when you say you saw him, you were working this out on stage?
Yeah,
I was
you
there.
saying both?
I was
Like-
still out.
Yeah.
It's like the green room. Like the green room of every comedy club is how everybody check in with each other. Like this green room right now, this is like grandma's house. You go to your grandma's house to check in with your cousins, your play cousins. You know what I'm saying? You find out how everybody doing, because you don't really hang out like that because we all trying to get on stage. But him and I have got a special relationship. We don't talk often, but when we do, it's meaningful. So him downstairs with a look on his, I'm like, you good, bro? Like today, I said, man, you look good, bro. I said, you got a lightness to you. I said,
he does. Look at him.
I told him that. And he was like, man, I've been working through it, but I'm here.
Yeah.
And that's dope.
Yeah,
Battle tested,
that's
bro.
important. Yeah, it's important. Like you said, energy. You know, the energy that you put out and stuff like that, it reciprocates. Whether it's positive or negative, that's why I try to stay in just a positive headspace all the way around. It's things I'll never understand, and it's things that I do understand. But what I can't control, I can't preoccupy. My dad taught me that years ago. He said, never get upset at what you can't control. And there's only two things you can control. Yourself, you never control anybody else. Right. But you can control how you react to it.
Absolutely.
That's it.
I have a question for y'all because I feel like a lot of times, I'm gonna say civilians don't understand what comedians go through. They don't understand what comedians go through. Like we have dark days and depression, PTSD, divorces, all these things happen, and we still got to go on stage. You can't cancel the show because you don't feel good.
Yeah.
Like, do you think most people understand that? For us, because we don't.
Let's throw it to Kamari.
Yeah, I mean,
when I be having my bad days,
I've literally left a funeral.
I didn't know. Yeah. I got kind of offended a little bit. Hilarious. No, I did a joke about my joke about you ever have a breakup so bad you gotta find a wall to cry down, like you gotta cry down the wall, or you got neck tears. I was depressed when I wrote that joke. I was literally here battling depression. I was crying when I did the joke, and nobody knew. And when I got off stage, everybody was like, "Hey, man, you know what you should have said," or blah blah blah. And I'm like, you can't see the tears in my eyes. Like a comic be like, "Hey, man, put me up." I got tears in my eyes back here trying to get away from everybody, and nobody cared.
Wow.
Yeah, they don't. Because whenever we have a problem, what they be, man, shut up.
Yeah, you're a comedian. How you say
Yeah,
you're a depressed motivational speaker.
Right?
Depressed ass, but listen, I feel like anytime you go through difficult situations, especially when you're being forced to put on for the people, it's just another plate of armor. You know, like I feel like I've grown up a performer my entire life. And I feel like those who are in the creative space, who are meant to perform, we almost go through more shit. Like you're utilizing everything that you have in life and bringing it to the stage. And it almost seems like you kind of go through more shit because that's your calling. And now, now I have to talk about all this stuff going on. Like you're going to go through more shit. I feel like every single thing is just another plate of armor, you know, and that's just what's going to make you stronger and better and more evolved, and that's the difference.
And there has to be a time, too, you got to unplug. Because I had a moment, too, where I lost, like, 3 of my family members, and I saw somebody die at the beach. I know this is so heavy for this podcast. My buddy invited me to the beach for, like, a holiday weekend, and I went to, like, Zuma Beach. And we got there, and everybody was at the water, and they was, like, combing the water. I guess I didn't know what it was. And they drug the person out by my towel, and I came straight to work.
You was out there just sipping a Corona, just
we didn't know. We just knew something was going on. We didn't know what it was, and they pulled somebody out, and I went straight to work. So I'm telling this for the people that are watching this. Sometimes you got to unplug from the craft. Sometimes you got to unplug.
Mental health.
Sometimes you can work through it because that's the part of the game. But sometimes you got to unplug and be a human and feel and live. Yeah. And that's what I had to do. I went to Hawaii, and I was living like a kid. I went to like 3 clubs, just danced real hard, eating like a pig, and like I had to check back in with my life because as you mentioned,
Hawaiian buns.
I love Hawaiian. Oh my God.
I bought Hawaiian rolls.
So good.
Hawaiian rolls in Hawaii.
Yeah, that's what strippers have. Hawaiian rolls.
I eat their bread.
Yeah. But there's a time where I love the craft, and sometimes I have to unplug because when I mentioned I did the neck tears joke, my comedy was my escape, and I don't like comedy to be escape. I like to be an extension of me. So to be on stage and like just to do it, because when I crashed, it was worse than what it was if I would just stayed home. Right. You know, the highs that come along with it. Yeah. And I'm like, I didn't like that feeling, so I had to unplug so I can really connect with myself and then get back on stage.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, because your jokes get dark. Like you could tell. And like I know comedians. I used to be one where you a little bit embittered. And then you could tell because your jokes be like, yeah, punk motherfucker. You be on stage and people find it funny.
Yeah.
But it goes so dark. Like some of my darkest jokes were written in very dark moments. And people love them, but they have no idea like how close to certain shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You really be like, people don't get that.
I got a question for him.
Okay, I have one too.
Go ahead.
Okay. No, ask yours.
How do you not become the old bitter comic? Because I seen myself en route to that. Because I'm like you, I'm pre-social media. Well, I'm a purist. You do a late night show, your life changed. I did Last Comic, I did Arsenio, and then social media happened, and everybody skated in front of me. And I'm like, God, what's up? Right. And I felt myself becoming the old bitter guy, but I was like, I can complain or I can get in this game and start doing social media. That's when the light came on for me. But how do you fight that thing?
That's my fear. Horribly and terribly arrogant, right?
Talk your shit.
But one part of what makes me feel better about it is I don't know what the fuck some of these people did to get there. And a lot of people, they be having the look of shame. When they
Shawn, what are you implying, Shawn?
What do you mean?
It's Hollywood. We know what he implying.
I don't understand. I just got here.
It's grimy out here.
What I'm saying is there's no telling how some of these people got there. Right? So that gives me solace because I've had not to do that.
Yes.
But the main thing that keeps me from being the bitter other person is comedian has no shelf life. So
Comedian
I'm gonna
has
get
no
there.
shelf life.
I'm gonna get there regardless. If I'm gonna be the hot 40-year-old or the 70-year-old, I still got a shot. Whereas you don't want to be the 70-year-old rapping nigga, or you know what I mean? So we have an unlimited shelf life. And number two, that keeps you from being bitter, in my opinion, is understanding and realizing that everybody has their time and their space. And sometimes it's just not your time and your space. And if you're a spiritual person like I am, like when I wasn't ready for certain shit, God didn't give it to me. When I stopped drinking, when I stopped doing, different shit, closed on houses, I made more money in the short period of time that I probably made in 5-6 years total. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I wasn't ready. That would have all been on liquor. That would all been on whatever. So everything happens in its own time. And understanding that, most of the people that I started with are famous now. Little Rail, Tiffany Haddish. Like literally, I talked to Tiffany Haddish every day she was shooting Girl Strip. Had no idea that was gonna do the shit that it was gonna do.
Right.
You know what I mean?
She took
But
off.
Deion Cole. These are people who we were all best friends at some point. But you can't carry that because they got where they are or whatever. What's for them is for them. What's for me is for me. I don't look at it like you eating is me not.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it waited for you anyway.
I'm still looking for my plate.
Waiting for you anyway.
Exactly.
You mentioned you stopped drinking. How, if you're cool with sharing, like how long have you been sober?
It'll be 2 years next month.
I remember that, bro. You know what's the cold part? First of all, congrats. Second of all, it was your birthday when you came here and told me that.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's literally been 2 years.
Yeah.
Money moves.
Yeah.
Today's your birthday, right? Or this week?
Friday.
It was Friday, right?
Happy birthday.
That's
Happy
crazy,
birthday.
bro.
Wow.
Literally 2 weeks,
Yeah.
full circle,
Yeah.
not drinking.
And
That's
That's
crazy.
major.
I think it's
2
so
years, sorry.
hard to be a comic and not succumb to the pressure of the nightlife, the
Absolutely.
drinking, because
Let
it's
me
like
just stay
let me
loose.
just have a drink and go on stage, or let me just go to this after party, go on. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? There's drinks all around, and especially you get free drinks, right?
And
Drinks.
it's crazy because you have to actually be in touch with your emotions.
Well, drinks give you false security.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And what I learned
Sips
is,
tequila.
like, I think we all people that drink, especially when I did, is because it was something we all got. That's why I'm witch hunt people, because we all got shit that we bury deep and that we try to hide, run away from, or whatever. And that alcohol is such a temporary coping mechanism, but we don't understand that chemical imbalance that it does to us is keep us in that rut. So since I stopped, like I used to have panic attacks, all type of shit. And since I stopped drinking,
Anxiety.
I haven't had none of that shit.
Yeah.
It all went away because I just had to face myself. And once I learned to face myself and face my own demons, I don't even have a taste for the shit no more. So like when people be like, "Can I drink around you?" Like, is it cool?
So, yeah,
I'm
cool.
like,
Yeah.
do motherfuckers do cocaine around me? Yeah. If I don't know, I want it.
Oh, you got
You know,
cocaine friends?
do it
You
though.
rich. Cocaine friends? I got crack friends. Hey, baby, you mind if I light this up around me?
Just
crash through here.
Crush these Adderalls up real quick. Let me
You
just.
said something real dope earlier, man. It's so funny. Anyway, that last joke you was working on, you got it in your mustache, fam.
How did your comedy change, if any, when you stopped drinking? Did you notice a shift
I
in
was
the
trash when I first stopped.
interesting?
Straight
Why do you
trash.
think it is?
Because I was nervous. See, I still to this day get more nervous than anybody give me credit for. Because
No
like
way.
you said it earlier, like people give me so much credit that I feel is undeserved that it creates my anxiety on stage. Because you'll
Like
have people
imposter
like,
syndrome?
"Oh, you're a legend, you're this and you're that." And I tell people all the time, I feel like I'm super, super overrated. You know what I
You
mean?
got imposter syndrome.
A who?
Imposter syndrome.
I don't know what that
That's
is.
the clinical term for what you're saying.
Yeah,
Tell
like
me what it is.
you don't feel like you're deserving of where you're supposed to be. You don't feel like you're.
Well, I never said that.
Or like you don't.
diagnosed
you
it
don't
real
feel
quick.
like, okay, yeah, you're right. Go ahead.
I
Continue.
bought my house, so I'm where I should be. But I learn more of the psychology of comedy than the actual. And people don't know that. Like it's people, and I've let some of my secrets out over the last couple of years. But like I'm really not that great. I just learned science to it. Like write a joke 3 times, right?
Right, wait, write a joke. I'm
Yeah,
taking notes
right,
now.
right.
What you mean?
Say
Write
it
a
on
joke
bomb
3
again.
times.
Let's write that down.
Each time, take it in a completely different direction. Now, what does that do? That either A, gives you 3 separate starting points, or B, it gives you time to stretch out. So when people be like, damn, every time I see you, you doing dope shit, you doing something new. No, I'm just doing different parts of the shit that I already wrote. It just comes off different. And I learned to switch batting orders. So most people, you know, they set because they do the shit verbatim in a particular order. But if I ask you to name your favorite song right now, and you name your favorite song, and I say start from the 3rd verse, in your head, you're gonna have to fast forward to this shit. So I use that against you. I know if I start at the end of my song, you're not gonna remember it the same way that if I'm coming out the same way. So I just really learned the psychology to this. That's it.
You said some really dope earlier too,
Game.
man.
No,
That was
for real.
game. Wow.
You said some really dope too
Wow.
about the balance of comedy too, and I feel like that's the hardest part. One is finding your voice, and the other one is the balance that comes along with becoming a grown man and managing how much you should drink, how you handle these women, when you should go home, like, you know, drugs, all this stuff. What we do, it gives you access to a lot of stuff that the 9-to-5er don't get. But if you don't know your appetite, it can take you down a dark path, and you look back years later like, man, like I came that far, and in a bad way. Like, how did I get here?
Yeah. I mean, I graduated from all that shit, honestly. And I had to learn things like I don't fuck with women that I meet in comedy shows anymore because I stopped fucking the crowd because it hurts the crowd, believe it or not. Because if you do this and it don't work out, she don't say fuck you. She say fuck Chocolate Sundaes for even having him on this show. You understand
And all
what I'm
her
saying?
friends,
And
too.
people wonder why they can't draw. It's
Yeah.
like because you done fucked half the city.
Right,
Who's
right.
coming to see you?
Actually, wow.
Who's coming to see?
Yeah, ruin your fan club.
Yeah, you done fucked your whole fan, man. Everybody,
It done took down your fake page and everything, your fan club page and everything.
everybody
Delete.
that you thought, you know, everybody who legit thought you was funny, you rubbed your penis under their nose, and now you wonder why the fuck
Right.
they don't come outside no more. They
Under
hate
the
everything
nose.
about you.
Not gonna do it.
They hate
You
the
lost 6
club they
friends.
met you in. They hate everything about comedy. They won't even watch Netflix.
Amazing.
They delete their own Netflix because of you.
Yeah.
I don't even want to see his special.
Blame him.
Delete. You lost a subscriber.
Because we're running out of time. I have two questions I want to ask kind of both of you guys. But Bernie Mac.
Yeah.
Love Bernie.
Yeah, I know you had some questions.
Oh no, he's your mentor, correct? He was
Yeah.
your mentor. How? Talk about that. How was that?
That was dope because it gave me insight. It gave me insight unlike most people, especially young. So I understood certain things and I adjusted and adapted to them. So that was the great part. I think the bad part was eventually everything put the strain between me and his daughter. And like to the point where we're not even friends anymore because like I felt like having that tag from that family, I should have been a little bit more endorsed by her especially because I'm like, I'm your friend. And I would see her endorse other comedians and follow other comedians. She never came to any of my shows. And then when I said something, it's like, oh, you're taking it too personal. I'm like, yeah, because it's personal. I've never seen you. Like, I loved you before any of this. You know who the fuck you were. So, I mean, but he prepared me for all that. It was like Spider-Man, you know, when he was talking to the dad on The Amazing Spider-Man. That was how he was with it. Like, eventually this is going to happen, this is going to happen.
Wow.
He was spot on accurate with everything.
I feel like Bernie's special. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
he was, man. He was literally like a prophet. When I say everything that man sat down and told me about my career, he ironed it, like mapped it out to the point where everything. He even told me about the part where I was gonna be unlikable. I was like, what? I was popular in high school. I was popular in this. I've never been not well liked. But he seen all that shit coming. You know what I'm saying? Because he knew that it was gonna break me down. Because like me and him are friends. We have friends within here, but overall, most of the fuckers don't get along. We hide that from the majority of the world, but the comedy community ain't a great, happy rainbows and flowers. And
Community is a very strong word.
Oh, we know.
Yeah, very strong word.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Bernie. I think Bernie Mac is special because he's one of those people that capitalized on his moment because he wasn't sought after by Hollywood. But whenever you saw him in the movie, the smallest of parts, he always killed it and it was always memorable.
Yeah.
One of my favorite movies was Life.
Oh yeah.
And just him taking that role, doing it the way he did with the character, which was gay.
Yeah.
But the way he did it, nobody cared because it was so funny.
Yeah.
For him to do that
Good
in
job.
every role, the small roles, Friday, like killed it every time. And I'm like, this dude is special.
Yeah, he was. He was a scene stealer.
Was he like your spark into acting?
No. I never really, honestly, acting came to me. That was never
I understand.
the thing, but it ended up being the thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Wow.
But he was definitely inspirational into being, it was, and no disrespect to you because you won too, but it's very rare to see a person with comedic and acting talent. Like, no disrespect, but most people are one.
That's the chair, bro.
That's two of them. That chair is haunted.
That chair be getting bodies.
We're gonna get sued. Like,
That chair is undefeated.
it happens almost every week.
Yeah, let's just
That chair is undefeated.
Let's just get that chair.
If I would have failed, all my shit would have just went everywhere.
Hey, the feet up. The feet up.
Yeah.
So, okay.
You in the smash position.
So Bernie, in my eyes, no disrespect again, was the best to do both. He's the best stand-up / comedic actor of this era.
Is there a piece of advice from him that sticks out to you that you
Yes.
kind of hold on to?
It's funny, but how he was on TV is really how he was. So, like, the main thing that he tried to get me to understand is fuck people. You know what I mean? Keep
That's a
pushing,
winning mentality.
Keep pushing, keep doing you, because at the end of the day, as much as we love him, he went through the whole phase of motherfuckers not liking him either.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So once everybody loves a winner. So once he started winning, of course, everybody like, you always been the greatest.
You the GOAT.
Time to hang it up.
Have y'all read the book Winning by Tim Grover?
Do I look like I read?
Hilarious. Hilarious.
Do I look like I read? My head cocked.
Hey, have you listened to the Audible book? Have you listened to the Audible version?
Hey, listen, I'm
I'm
gonna have
winning.
to tap out, man. Get back to the
You
show.
gotta host the show, right?
Yeah, I know, but man,
Okay.
I appreciate you very much. I want to
you,
hand the mic over
Okay.
to Flame. You want to come over and take my seat? Man, great to see y'all, man. Always a pleasure.
Thanks.
Salute.
We had one question from John for you.
absolutely.
You have to go right now?
Let's do it.
You have to go right now,
Give me, I got a little time to answer
5
the
minutes?
question.
Okay,
Yeah.
sorry. Flame, we're going to get you on in a
Flame, you gonna
second.
take my seat.
We got one quick question from John.
Let's go.
How did you decide to stick with clean comedy? Emphasis on stick with clean comedy.
Okay, when I first started doing comedy,
There you go, John. We got you.
I got booed, and when I actually became clean, that's when it worked. And the real thing happened was I went back to the place that booed me, and I found God right around the time I got funny. And I went back on stage and I killed it. And I feel like God checked me because I'm real hard on church people because I grew up in church, but I saw people be phony. And God was like, if a pastor did what you did, would you judge them? Because I was clean on stage and I cursed off stage. And God was like, if you do that, if a pastor did that, would you judge him? And I was like, you know what? Touche. And he's like, I want you to be a master of your words. And if you stick with the plan I got, I'll give you everything you need. That's when I got the Nickelodeon show. Like when the Nickelodeon show came, they saw my
Is that
page.
Cousins for Life?
On Nickelodeon. 20 episodes out the gate. Never seen that before. That was the full circle of, oh God, this is a reminder of stay on your path. I got something special for you, but you got to honor what I put inside you. You know what I'm saying? But an older comic named Jerry Farber, Atlanta, Georgia, when I first got started, he was like, why you curse so much? And I was like, I don't know. He said, you're a good looking guy. You ain't got to curse so much. And like, that was something clicked.
Wow.
And I just stuck with it. And so for me, that's my lane. And like, I know there's a lot attached to that. And it's just being an artist with these words. Like our job as comedians is to learn how to make orange juice. People hate the medicine, but if you learn how to make orange juice, and the more specific you are with your words, it's a craftsman of the words. So for me, that's my path, and it's not a problem if you're used to it. If you practice, you play like you practice.
Facts.
Amen.
Love that for
Dope.
you.
Salute,
Okay.
man. Great to see y'all, man.
to see
Always
you.
a pleasure.
Thank you.
Hey.
Go kill it. You're hosting the second and the third show.
Just second show. I'm
Second
gonna go
show.
home and spend time with my lady.
Hey,
So,
go do
yeah.
your thing, brother.
Hey.
Wife comes
Shout out,
first.
Monroe. We out here.
Thank you.
Happy
Thank you.
Cool. And real quick, we'll Flame in here, and then we'll wrap. We just want to get Flame in here real quick.
Okay.
For sure. Perfect. How are you?
Hi.
Welcome.
I don't know if it'll fit over your hat.
What's up, y'all?
There you go. Oh, perfect. See? Come on with the swag.
I got on two hats. As long as I got off the first
No, that's
one and not
perfect.
the
You look
second.
good.
Are you going on stage today?
I am.
Awesome. Okay. What set you got prepared? You gonna give us a little insight?
Who knows?
I love it. It's
I'll
just
read
all
the room.
improv. Yes.
Really? You just improv. You wing it.
No. I got material.
Oh,
but
okay,
I read the
okay.
room to see how they receive me.
Gotcha.
I'm not your average girl. I'm a little different.
I love it.
Don't tell them.
Bring the spice. Surprise us.
We from Chicago. That's how Doshan.
Yeah,
Oh, awesome. Okay.
absolutely.
Did you come up in the same circuit or?
No.
Okay.
Nah, but we did, like, we've always been good in that circle.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like when you got two headliners, it's very rare that you get to work together. You know what I'm saying? Like tonight is a special night because typically she's headlining where, you know.
Well, I just became a headliner like 2 years ago. Let me be honest. I have headlining, but I didn't feel like I was headlining worthy. But now a nigga can't fuck with me. Let me just say that.
Yes, Spike.
Sean
Unfuckwittable.
I love
Thank
that
you.
Sean's comedy is brilliant.
Yeah.
See, that's what I love about because my comedy ain't brilliant. My comedy is alley. But Sean's comedy.
You think so?
Oh yeah.
I don't think so.
You think I'm brilliant?
No, I think you talk so much shit.
And
But
teach.
it's, huh?
I teach.
Exactly. But there's always a message in the set.
Always.
As long as you educating.
Yeah.
Well, you know, angry people don't hear the message.
No,
You're
we
right.
don't.
That's why they kicked me out the community. That's why I got my own pronouns.
That's fine. Stay angry. We gonna move
He, she, we.
regardless.
I'm he, she, we. You want to know the definition of that? He cash the check, she make the money, we spend it. Same nigga saying the same bitch is. He, she, we. One person. See all the
That's a
pronouns
bar.
are
Okay,
exclusion.
we got both y'all from Chicago.
Yeah.
Can we talk about just coming up in the Chicago scene?
Yeah, what's that like?
And I want both
People
of
get
your
mad at me
perspective.
because I say it publicly all the time. Chicago has the best comedian in the world.
In the
There's
words of
nobody.
Uncle Clifford, what he said.
Yeah, there's nobody, and I tell people the reason it builds such greatness is it is sound terrible, but our crowds ain't shit. If you can make a Chicago crowd laugh, you are truly
You are
gifted.
that nigga.
And number two, we don't have any crutches. Like if you go to New York, they can talk about the cab drivers. If you go to LA, they can talk about everybody being buff. We don't have nothing to fall back on that everybody there can relate to or know what the hell you're talking about. So you just out there, no net. You know what I'm saying?
Are there different? And I want to hear your answer as well. Yeah, go for it.
Oh, no. For the question.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I agree with Sean. Chicago, Bernie Mac, you know.
We were just
Red Fox
talking about
came through
Bernie.
Chicago all the time. There's so many comedians from Chicago that are fucking brilliant. D. Ray Davis, you know, Deion Cole. We got brilliant Damon Williams, who still ain't.
Yeah.
We got Marlon Mitchell is still in Chicago, and if Marlon Mitchell ever left Chicago, all the other comedians can sit down.
Wow.
This is Jeff B., who y'all probably would never have heard of, who was probably the greatest comedian from Chicago, but never left Chicago. In order to make it successfully out of
You gotta-
Chicago, you have to leave Chicago.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Why do you think a lot of
Because
great
there
Chicago
was
comedians
no
don't
clubs
leave?
anymore there to help build you up. We did have All Jokes Aside. It helped blow you up.
What was that? I don't know what that is.
What?
I don't know. All jokes aside.
Slap yourself
I don't know what it is. All jokes aside, is that a
was
club
the greatest comedy club ever known to man.
out of Chicago?
Out of Chicago.
Staple of Chicago.
You both? Did you both perform
I
there?
wasn't on it.
I started there.
Wow. Okay.
And when it was unheard of to be trans in a comedy club, to be a drag queen in a comedy club, to go on stage, and this was 20 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
You have no idea the fights that I had to put up.
Statement.
Damn.
But I watch comedians chase weak men out the game. My DNA is for tough. Come get it.
More tough.
No, that's real spill though. We don't have, like I said, no crutches. So there's no crutches. You just you gotta bring that shit. Cause in Chicago, there's no love. You know what I mean? Like they love you literally joke for joke. I've been to New York and people remember me from Bad Boys and instantly like, hey man, you do for Bad Boys. And they still fuck with me from the show 20 years ago.
Yeah.
In Chicago, I could be on stage killing right now and bomb at the end of my set. You can
Really?
literally do that. You can literally kill and can't follow yourself and die on the same set.
Wow.
You can get cheered and booed in
Trauma.
the same set.
Damn.
That's real trauma.
It strengthens you to be able to handle any place or any city or any capacity or whatever the room, because Chicago, West Side or South Side, it gets you together.
That's what it sounds like. It sounds like it builds real warriors. If you don't have a crutch, then you can pretty much go wherever you need to go after that and just
you
soar.
just gotta be funny, man.
Yeah.
Like ain't no I can fall back and talk about this local
No.
shit.
I mean, you know what works and you know what doesn't.
Yeah, and even if you don't, like the love is so conditional.
I think that helps though when that's why the Chicago comedians are so tough, and I think they have their identity intact before you come to LA. What did you say or no? Am I wrong?
When anything comes to identity, don't look at me. I'm taking that personal. Hold on.
No, it wasn't
personal.
wasn't personal at all.
No, that was a joke. I'm just joking with you.
But
I am the biggest kidder of me. So all that overly sensitive shit that this new wave gays and all the cancel culture, that ain't me at all.
Not the new wave
I make
gays.
fun of me first.
Okay.
So,
I literally, and see, that's why I always liked Flame, because Flame was one of the few comedians that was transgendered that didn't make me uncomfortable. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if you remember this. It was like this gay show. Nobody told me this. At this place called Paget's, right? So I'm the only straight comedian.
How did you not know that it was not a gay spot? It's called what?
It was a restaurant called
Paget's. Okay, gotcha.
It was actually a restaurant, and they just so happened to do comedy there this particular night. I was the only straight guy on the show. Okay. But no one said anything, so it kind of made me be like, well, what the fuck you think I am? Like, but literally, like I was so out, I was devastated because of there was no tact, there was no taste, there was no real punchline. It's just like, yeah, so I'm butt fucking, and then the guy nutted right here and it itched. Now, I'm traumatized. I don't know what the fuck y'all talking about. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's what I like about Flame. Like, you can watch Flame special on Netflix and not feel a certain type of way or feel uncomfortable or like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so.
Wait, Netflix special?
Yeah, I was on with Tiffany Haddish, presents They Ready.
Okay.
I'm on season 1.
Can you talk your shit? Can you tell us how that happened? How'd you get that deal?
Where to find you.
I met Tiff years ago, and Tiff came with it and offered me, said that when she made it.
Real quick. Thank you, Shawn.
Thanks, Shawn.
Shawn, we'll be wrapped by the time you come back. So, all good.
Thanks, Shawn.
Wait, real quick. Can you just tell everybody where we can find you? Do your thing.
You can find me in the trash.
It's going down.
Okay, you can find me. I'm at Comic Shawn on everything. COMICSHAWN on all social media.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And he's gonna start posting more, y'all.
Yeah, I need to, cause literally I got 6.5 million views for being here on Chocolate Sundaes.
Wow.
And it jumped me from 2,000. I think I had 2,500 to like 8,500, but that was it. But I'm still under 10,000. But this is the most I've ever had because of that one little clip from being here.
For sure.
We're gonna keep it climbing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Thanks,
Thank you, Shawn.
Shawn. Have a great show.
Thanks, Shawn. Shut town.
Before you get that, we're gonna take a picture at the end.
Okay.
All right, cool.
No problem.
And then you were in the middle of telling us about Tiffany Haddish. Then we got to unfortunately wrap because the show is at the end. But
Wrap it up.
I want to hear.
Wrap it up.
I want to hear the
Wrap it up,
Tiffany
Roe
Haddish.
versus Wade. Burke can't get an abortion like he used to. Wrap it up. Men got to work on their pull-out game, and bitches got to work on their push-out game. Where we at? My
Tiffany Haddish Netflix.
Oh, yeah. So I did Botch. The show Botch. They fixed my left boob. It was kind of like
Oh my
a
gosh.
gangbang. It was leaning to the left. And so they fixed it. And Tiffany came for the reveal to introduce me. This was pre-Girls Trip. So nobody knew Tiffany Haddish as a household name. And she said, Flame, when I make it, I'm going to come back and get you. I heard that from a lot of celebrities. Nobody ever did. Tiffany made it. Girls Trip dropped. She said, I'm coming to get you. But I had a lot of opposition doing They Ready behind the scenes from producers that happen to be gay.
Wow.
Because my material is not what they wanted me to say. I don't think getting fucked in the ass and eating booty and my bird is gay. That shit ain't funny to me. So if it's not funny to me, I can't do it. So it was a lot of opposition. But out of the first season and the pushback that they got for me not wanting me to be on the show, my episode was the one that got nominated for an Emmy. Go figure.
Come on.
Don't tell me what I can't do. Let me show you what the fuck I can do.
Yeah, I love that.
So, yeah, so Tiffany's just great. You know, that's my girl. I didn't gave her praise so much. I ain't giving her no more praise. So. But she's still my girl. She comes to my house and eats, knows my children. You know, she treats me like family.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that. And when
Shout out Tiffany Haddish.
With
Yeah, she
Tiffany
seems
pulling
authentic.
back the curtain to say, Flame is okay. After all these years in the game, I finally they finally see me. They finally see me. You know, they saw me all the time, but now it's like, Flame is cool. Dave called 2 weeks ago. I'm going to Yellow Springs. Dave got a bigger curtain. When Dave put back the curtain,
Letterman.
y'all better duck.
Letterman?
Chappelle.
Okay,
Don't do
sorry.
that. Don't do that. Get your white
Yellow
ass on.
Springs,
Get
my
your white
bad.
black ass on. Chappelle.
Just wanted to clarify.
And it was so funny because I didn't know he was calling me, and he didn't have anyone else call me. He called me directly,
Wow.
and he says, "Hello, can I speak to Flame?" You know how he sound like a white boy. And I say, "This is Flame. Who's calling?" He says, "Hi, Flame. This is Dave." I'm like, Dave who? I don't know anybody named Dave. I do know one tranny named Dave, but she calls herself Deborah in the daytime. And he says, is this Flame Monroe? I said, this is comedian Flame Monroe. Who is this calling my phone? He says, Flame, it's Dave Chappelle. And I was like, nigga, stop playing on my damn phone. So I looked at the caller ID and it said Ohio, and I was like, oh. I was like, wait, is this really you? He said, Flame, it's really me.
Yeah.
Wow.
What was so beautiful about the conversation was, first of all, I was floored, tears in my eyes and shit, and I'm not a crybaby in front of anybody. But he said, don't talk, don't speak. He says, I promised myself that the first time I ever met you or the first time that I ever spoke with you, I was going to tell you something. I'm waiting like, oh shit. He says, I want to tell you thank you. Thank you for hearing my friend Daphne and me. I met somebody that looked different from me, that lived a different lifestyle, and made that person my friend. You heard that. I did hear that. So the gays mad at me now. They can kick me out. I'm good with it.
I love that story. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you guys for having me. We're going to have a good time tonight. I'm feeling good.
Yeah. It's a good show. Second show sold out. So.
Oh, the line around the block.
Shine.
I think they was giving away free coupons.
Absolutely, absolutely. Can you let the people at home know where to find you, where to follow you?
You can follow me on, first of all, I have a podcast called Laugh and Learn.
Yes.
It's on iHeart under the Black Effect Network, so you guys can download that. Or Apple, Amazon, Spotify, wherever you listen to your podcast at. I'm also on YouTube as Flame Monroe, Instagram as Monroe Flame, Facebook as Marcus Flame Monroe Parker, my whole legal name, Marcus Zuckerberg, your ass. And I do a coffee time every morning. I talk, I uphold women. I uplift women because what I am is a female impersonator.
Yes.
I impersonate and admire and admonish women. I don't bash and hate and think that I'm better than, because I didn't learn how to be no girl watching you. I learned how to be a girl watching somebody that looked like that. So I always talk about that because I believe that that is fair. And I'm he, she, we. My pronoun is he, she, we. He cash the check, she make the money, we spend it, because I am fair. I'm on his side and I'm on her side. I can't lose. I fucking can't lose.
I love it.
I'm smack dab, and I've been in the middle before too. So thank you guys for having me. Y'all follow.
Thank you for
y'all
joining
listen
us.
to my podcast. We talk a lot of politics, a lot of
love
shit.
your energy. Oh my
and,
goodness.
and I always make you laugh, but I make you think. And I always look cute.
I can't wait to watch your set.
Multifaceted,
It's gonna be
yes.
great. Kill him.
Don't ask me what I'm going to say tonight, because I'm high as a motherfucker. I had an edible. I'm feeling lovely.
Yeah, we're just
I
gonna let it
feel
be a
like a real
surprise.
girl. Right.
I love
Thank you
that.
guys for having me. I
Thank
love
you
the
so
laugh
much,
track.
Thank you, Flame.
Have a great evening.
And we're right.
Okay. Oh yeah, it's Kamari Love. Thank you guys so much. Where can you find you, Rich?
Rich made that on the IG. That's all I'm on.
That's it. Thank you guys. This is your Sunday Scoop. We'll catch you next week, same time.
Later.
We're out.
And thank you for joining us at home.
All right.
Signing off.